Welcome back to your weekly roundup of everything that happened in Zenless Zone Zero, where we will cover everything that you missed inside and outside of the game. And with the launch of patch 2.0, there is a lot to go over, so strap in. But first, hopefully though, all of your Yishen pulls went well, or at least better than mine did. But otherwise though, starting off with in-game news, there are some new codes available. That's right, 2 codes, both of which you can use for a combined total of 110 polychrome. And that is ZZZ20 New Season, as well as ZZZ Second Season. And of course, with the new patch launching, there is plenty of new content. Aside of course from the main story, there are a bunch of new events already underway, such as the Soul of Steel Mecha Bangbu event, the Golden Proxy Awards, which is just a fun little personal recap of your entire Zenless Zone Zero playtime, and earlier today was the start of the Gravitational Attraction, where you get to go on dates with some characters at the movies. But the events don't stop there though, because later this week on Friday is the Holographic Onslaught Arena, which is the usual VR mode trial battles, where if you haven't yet pulled for Yishen, or if you'd like to try her out a little bit more aside from the story, there will be trial versions of agents for you to use in combat during this event on Friday. Speaking of Friday and Yishen though, we will also have our first Deadly Assault reset, and the bosses you can expect to face will be the Notorious Marionette, the Notorious Pompeii, and also the brand new boss that was introduced this patch, which I will not say the name of for spoiler reasons, but if you know, you know. And also, one big quality of life change that was introduced in patch 2.0 is that now in the Signal Shop, instead of having 2 A ranks available for purchase that rotate each month, these have been replaced by an immediate invitation that can be bought once per month, where you can select any A rank from the standard banner, and then you can just purchase a copy of them. Do note though that Pan Yinhu cannot be selected, as like I said, you can only select from the stable channel, and Pan will only be added to the standard banner once the patch is over. But speaking of Signal Shop though, if you would like to top up on some polychromes yourselves, why not try using LD Shop? Especially considering you can get top-up options cheaper through LD Shop than you would in-game, with discounts of up to nearly 22% for new users. For example, purchasing an internet membership through LD Shop costs only $3.87 compared to the $5 if you were to purchase it in-game. And topping up is really easy. All you need is your in-game user ID and your server. Once you fill those in, you can click on top up, choose your payment method, and within seconds your order is completed, and you can see the rewards in-game. And yes, you can even get the double bonus for first-time top-ups. LD Shop is a trusted and authorized service that is 100% safe and legitimate. Also, if you use my link in the description when you register on LD Shop, you will also get a 5% off coupon to use. And if you spend over $80, you will also gain a VIP membership, which can earn you free internet memberships and regular coupons. Once again, you can check out the description and the pinned comment to start saving with LD Shop. Moving on to social media though, despite all the hype for 2.0 and Yishen, we've already gotten some drip marketing for patch 2.1 in the form of Ukinami Yuzuha, an S-rank physical support from a new faction called Spook Shack. Once again, miHoYo are pulling the old classic of rerunning a supporter to bait people into pulling them, only to then reveal a brand new supporter coming in the very next patch. And this is why I always recommend that if you aren't sure about pulling for somebody, you should always wait for more information. But the Yuzuha drip marketing was revealed earlier today, and we can probably expect the next drip marketing for another S-rank agent to be revealed sometime very soon, maybe within a few couple of hours of this video going up. But more on that in the speculation zone, because I'd like to take a moment to step back from all of the fancy new characters and wish Corin a happy birthday, which was last week actually. In the swarm of new hype, we can't forget our lovable little Corn. So everyone, be sure to comment happy birthday Corn down below. Otherwise, there are lots of freebies coming our way in patch 2.0. The first is the usual Twitch drops, which have refreshed, so you can earn various upgrade materials for simply watching any Zenless Zone Zero stream for 2 hours over on Twitch. And if you use Hoyo Lab and do your daily check-ins, if you check in for a total of 6 days between June 6th and June 15th, you will also receive a bonus 60 polychrome on top of your regular Hoyo Lab check-in rewards. But that's not all. Over on Discord, there is a Discord quest available where you just have to play for 15 minutes to earn some in-game rewards. To find the quest, you can go down to the Discover tab in your server list and then click on Quests. And while you're in Discord, by the way, consider joining the shanahavt Discord server. We'd love to have you there. Otherwise though, there is also another redo sticker pack which is free to download for all, this time featuring none other than Yishen and Jufufu, as well as of course Bell and Weiss in their new drip as well. Last but not least though, there is of course a Twitter event where you could win a 6th Street building block set or an Xbox wireless controller, and all you have to do is go to the linked tweet in the description down below and select which of the new Wi-Fi Peninsula shops you would like to explore. Now, there is a correct answer by the way, and that is Yamcha Sin because of Sweetie the shopkeeper. But now, more than ever, it is time to talk about the speculation zone. So, obviously, seeing Yuzuha revealed for 2.1 is exciting, but now the question is, who will be next? The interesting thing is that aside from Yuzuha, there are actually 2 other characters that are in the game right now with their models and everything. One of them is Orpheus, who we see in Holo Zero, and the other is Komano Manato, who plays a small role in the main patch story and who we actually see standing next to Yuzuha in-game. But not only that though, in Yuzuha's promotional images, Komano is one of the people with a quote talking about her. So they clearly know each other and have some long-lasting friendship or something like that. So I am willing to bet that Komano could be the next character revealed for patch 2.1. And for all of you Komano fans out there, which apparently there are a lot of you, it is very likely that he could be an S rank, since if he was an A rank, he would have been shown off at the same day as Yuzuha, since miHoYo typically space out the S rank drip marketing. And this would then leave Orpheus as a possible 2.2 character, especially since if we're going by past experiences, the last time an agent's model was teased and revealed in-game, specifically within Holo Zero, was Jufufu, who appeared in patch 1.6, despite being on the second banner 2 patches later. So, if we were to go with that same logic, it could be that Orpheus will be the second half of patch 2.2, and then maybe somebody else from Spook Shack will fill out the first half of 2.2. Maybe Alice, the girl with the rapier. Now, personally, coming back to Komano, I'm hoping that he is going to be a Rupture agent too, just so that we get more options sooner rather than later when it comes to Rupture. Otherwise, it might feel like endgame content simply boils down to, do you have Yishen or not? It does suck then though that technically speaking, it is locked behind another limited S rank agent. I would like to see an A rank Rupture somewhere along the line so that you aren't limited to, well, limited agents, which I know was a concern for some because Komano does have a giant A on his outfit after all. But otherwise, coming back to Yuzuha being a physical support agent, I'm sure there are plenty of alarm bells going off of, oh my gosh, we've seen our broken Astra Wars as a supporter, surely Yuzuha will be just as broken. And that's hard to say for sure right now, but I am also willing to bet that if Komano is the second S rank and he is a Rupture agent, then Yuzuha will likely be a support that focuses a little bit more on Rupture somehow. But this is also again why I always suggest that if you're unsure about your pulls, you should definitely wait a bit, because I'm sure that there are people out there who saw Astra rerunning and then went and pulled for her because she is the premier support, and now lo and behold, another supporter is revealed, which some of those people may or may not now be regretting their Astra. But of course, as usual though, all of this is merely speculation about who will be revealed, what their classes are and whatnot, and we'll just have to wait and see what the rest of the drip marketing has in store for us. Otherwise, as always, thank you all for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, liking, commenting and subscribing is greatly appreciated. But until next time, bye bye!